Good morning. This is Julie Farrer with the Waxahachie Chamber of Commerce, and joining me today is Kelly Roberts with Anchor of Hope Christian Counseling.
Good morning, Julie.
Good morning, Kelly. So, Kelly, right now we are finishing up October and getting ready to dive into November, the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Thanksgiving coming up.
Yep.
And I know that a lot of times people are talking about, like, they seem like they're in their feels a lot during the holidays. A lot of people seem to get depressed and different things. And I know that people say that the holidays brings out any kind of depression or any kind of sadness. It brings out extreme emotions.
Yes.
So what do you have to say about that? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's true. And what you said, it brings up the good emotions and also the sad emotions. And then also depression, I've read and believe is really can be rooted in jealousy. So if we look around and see all of these happy people and we're not there, we can feel jealous and then kind of go into that depression. Mm-hmm. The changing too with the weather, I was just telling you earlier, their son is supposed to go away here for over a week and a couple of hours. So even the lack of sunlight. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of different things that contribute to it.
You know, when you were saying depression can be rooted in jealousy, I was just thinking, you know, even if you're not seeing someone around, you also, all the songs are all about every perfect scenario, or they're about the extremes, right? Mm-hmm. They're about snow, and then you live in Texas and there's zero snow. Mm-hmm. Or they're about, you know, love and coming home to your family, but you may not be coming home to a family.
Yes.
Or, you know, or the sadness, the hard candy Christmas and not having somebody, and then it reminds you of something.
Yes.
So yeah, you're right. That I never thought about it being rooted in jealousy, but you could be just jealous, just envious of something that you don't have, but you wish you had.
That's right. Yes. So even as we speak, today is the 10-year anniversary of my mother's death, and she died by suicide. So I can really attest to that the season is both beautiful with fall and the changing of leaves and Christmas, celebrating Jesus's birthday, but also difficult for me and others who have lost loved ones to suicide or to a natural death, and we are reminded that they aren't with us this season.
So with your mom and this day, how does that feel like, as far as like, do you think about it through like weather? Is it certain like memories of things y'all did this time of the year? What specifically brings on the emotions?
One is, like you were saying, even the songs, everything we see, media is so powerful. Mm-hmm. My husband and I are even watching some Christmas movies, and there was a mother and daughter scene, an older actress and her mother who were older. So it, again, reminded me of my mother and that what I won't have again this Christmas.
Yeah. Man, that's making me sad. I'm sad just thinking about it.
But I don't want to stop there, because I've also lost a son to suicide. 3 years in December since he died, and where I'm really working on in my process of grief and healing is to remember the good memories.
Right.
So I don't want to just leave there with the sadness, because it is sad, but also even just the other day, I was thinking about how my mother was a good listener. Mm-hmm. And that was a new thought that I really held on to and was thankful for.
Yeah. So your son and your mother, that happened, they both died during the holidays.
They died during the holidays, and my first husband also took his life by suicide, and he died on the first day of fall.
Oh, good grief.
I remember I was driving home from work. I was a school counselor, and I knew he was struggling. I didn't know it was that bad. But when I got home and saw on the drive home, first day of fall, I was thinking, oh, what am I going to cook for dinner tonight? Oh, let me do chili, first day of fall.
Right.
And I lived in Missouri, so it was very fallish with the leaves and everything. And right when I'm getting to our street, I saw his car. And I was like, this isn't good. So that's my first, when fall rolled around this year, I think of that. But again, I'm allowing myself to be sad and missing, but also to be thankful for all the good years. I was with him for about 20 years, and he was a good dad and a good husband. And so just to be thankful and be thinking of those good memories.
Do you think there's something to be said for also maybe creating new memories?
Yes.
And starting some new traditions, and maybe not. Sometimes I think about, like, when I listen to certain songs, I like to invoke emotional songs. Like I like to bring on. Sometimes I just want to feel and be. Maybe it's a old country song or something, and I don't really know why. But it's like you just want to feel whatever that is. Do you think it's possible to bring on new feelings and say, you know what, I'm going to stay away from these kinds of songs this year. I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna do an experiment.
Sure. Yes, people can always experiment. Some people like to listen to sad songs to get that sadness out. Other people like to listen to happy songs. They don't feel like listening to those sad songs helps. So it's really just learning about you and who you are, but you can also change over time. I sometimes feel like watching sad movies to get the sadness out, but other times I'm sad and I'm like, no, I'm going to watch something happy.
Yeah, that's true. What about creating new memories with the people in your life now?
Yes, and my youngest son is 22, and he broke up with his girlfriend recently. And just even before you and I were interviewing, he was telling me he's in the Air Force National Guard in Arkansas right now, and he was telling me about the good time he had this weekend with his I don't know, buddies there.
Yeah.
And I told him, I'm so thankful that you have this time to just have a good time with them, to bond, to just have it lighter before he goes to college in January. So he's making new memories. I take my kids and I'm more of a follower when I'm with my kids. So we do different things. I'm not the traditionalist, like I have to do it the same way each time. I have a grandson who's 11 months old, and so that makes new things all the time. So definitely about new things, but also my daughter, she is more the traditionalist. So I've even, some Thanksgivings, I haven't done turkey. But my daughter, now that I'm moved back to Texas and I'm near my daughter, she wants turkey. So I just kind of go more with the flow in that sense.
Yeah.
But definitely new things are important too, making new traditions, but also having some of those old ones that you want, or that your family members really like.
And remembering, you can dip into the sadness, and you can, I don't know, you're the counselor, I'm not, but I would think you could probably, it's okay. It's okay because you're always going to feel it.
Yep.
And it's always going to be something that's there. So if someone maybe lost someone during the holidays, what would you suggest as far as still letting yourself grieve or remember that, but not staying in it too long? Is there, would you say, like a time period, allow yourself a certain amount of time, or?
The first year is going to be the hardest. In fact, I go to the Avenue Church here in Waxahachie, and I wasn't there yesterday. I went to my daughter's church, but I believe I saw on YouTube this morning that it said they're having grief shares surviving the holidays. So I highly recommend Grief Share and Surviving the Holidays, because the first year is definitely, people say either the first year or the second year is the hardest. So the first and second year are usually the hardest, as you're having the first of everything. So do something like that, or read. They even have a little booklet, Surviving the Holidays. And if you're not into reading, Google something about how to go through that first season without your loved one. So I remember my first year when my husband died, I barely did any Christmas gifts, and I had kids. My kids were young, like I can't remember exactly the ages, but around like 9 and 10.
Yeah.
And I told them that. I said, I just don't feel like doing many gifts this year.
Right.
But we still had a good holiday because we came down to Texas. We lived in Missouri at the time. We came down to Texas. They were around their cousins.
Mm-hmm.
What do 10-year-olds, want? They want to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't be like, we're not doing Christmas this year. But I was like, I don't feel like shopping. And I didn't send out Christmas cards that year. So I honored that part of me. But then the next year I did more, and the next year I did more.
You did what you needed to do when you needed to do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then the same thing when my son died. That was right. Yeah, that was the beginning of December. So I don't think I did Christmas gifts that year either. But people understood. And again,
yeah.
I was with family. We were doing things. In fact, the day after my son died, I was at my daughter's Christmas party. Because was I having the best time? No. But I was like my life verse from the Bible is John 10:10. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy, but Jesus came to give us life and give it abundantly. And after I'd lost my husband and my mother to suicide and then my son, I thought, no, the enemy is not stealing one more day from me. He
Yeah.
is not stealing my daughter's Christmas party from me.
Yeah.
So I went. So, and then the next day I went to her church, and I remember her pastor's wife seemed a little surprised to see me there. But definitely that's how I handled it with my son. It was a little different with my husband, but I'm older now. I've experienced more, and that's what I needed.
Yeah. I love it. I wish we had more time. We're out of time. Stinking on it. Well, guys, if you are looking for a counselor, Kelly are you taking new clients? I guess I should have asked that.
I am.
And how can they get in touch with you?
You can either call me, email me, or go to my website. My website is KellyRobertsCounselor.com. That's Kelly with a Y, RobertsCounselor.com. There you can send me an email. You can find my phone number, and you can schedule your own appointment. I have a 15-minute free consultation you can schedule, and then I have an hour or an hour and a half either in person or online. And then my phone number is 214. In fact, okay, let me start out with 214-813-4229.
Perfect. I hate to cut such a serious subject off so abruptly, but you know what? Maybe we can follow this up with a Facebook Live in the next few days.
Sounds good.
And then we can kind of talk a little more about it. So if you're interested in learning more about it, check out the Waxahachie Chamber Facebook page, and Kelly and I will get together and do a Facebook Live and kind of continue on, because I mean it's too much to cover in 10 minutes.
It is.
And thanks for talking to me today, Kelly.
You're welcome. Thank you, Julie.
And we'll talk to you next time.
All right.